Welcome to Shomach Shav on the Daf Shir Spatzel Nishmas Am Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding a Sanhedrin Daf Kuf Yud Aleph. The more in the Tava Yud Aleph brings the Machlokes Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan. The pasuk says L'chenichiva Sho Nafsho Para Pio Lebli Chok, that the Gehenna opens for Bli Chok. What does it mean? So Reish Lakish says Levi Shemishayir Afilu Chok Echad. Someone who did not keep one mitzvah goes to Gehenna. Rabbi Yochanan doesn't want it to explain this way. Simple understanding means that he didn't do any mitzvah. But if he did one, he'll be fine. The Mefarshim have here several explanations to explain the Machlokes Reish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. And we'll bring here a few of them. The first is the Baal Hikrim. The Baal Hikrim says the Machlokes Reish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan is a very fundamental Machlokes. The Machlokes is, what makes a person complete? Does he need all the mitzvahs of the Torah to make it complete? He needs the entire Torah Kulo to make him into Adam Shalom? Or even one mitzvah will make him Adam Shalom? Reish Lakish requires everything. Rabbi Yochanan says one is enough. The Reish brings the Baal Hikrim and says that Reish Lakish doesn't work with the Gemara that said earlier, Kol Yisrael yesh lo chelek l'olam habo. According to that, only someone who kept all the mitzvahs has the full completion of Torah. And in addition, the Gemara in the end of Machlokes tells us the Baruch wanted to give Am Yisrael more, so he gave him many Torah mitzvahs. We don't have to keep all the mitzvahs, each one is enough. So the Be'er Sheva is ma'ich a lot in this Inyan, and he brings a few answers. One explanation, he says, in the name of the Mahari, the Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan were talking about somebody who did not keep one mitzvah at all. Just Reish Lakish was talking about somebody who's mezalzel the mitzvah. He didn't keep it. Tells Rabbi Yochanan, someone just not keep one mitzvah, he's not going to go to Gehenna forever. We're talking about somebody who did not believe in one mitzvah. He said one mitzvah did not come from Shamayim. Similar to the Ramban that says, an Oro shelo yakim es divrei HaTorah zois, that he's not going to accept the entire Torah to be emes. The Be'er Sheva asks a few questions on this answer, and he goes on in the end to say his own mahalach. His mahalach is that in general, one person cannot keep all the mitzvahs. Some mitzvahs are for Kohanim, some mitzvahs are for women, some mitzvahs are only in Eretz Yisrael. It's not shaykh to keep all the mitzvahs. Elamah, we're talking about that someone has to learn the mitzvahs, and that's considered to be the keeping it. And we know that someone who learns it is as if he did the mitzvah, like what we do today when you're Beis Hamikdash, you learn the parshiyos of the korbanos as if you brought a korban. So Reish Lakish says a person doesn't have to keep all the mitzvahs, but he needs at least to learn all the mitzvahs. Comes Rabbi Yochanan and says you don't have to learn the Kol Torah Kulo. Even if you learned one mitzvah, it's good enough. As long as you learned something and you learned it and you knew it, so that's good enough. But if someone did not learn it all, he doesn't know anything in Torah, doesn't know any mitzvah at all, so then he'll be nidoin in the Gehenna. And that's the question that you ask when a person goes to Shemayim, kavate hitim la Torah. Because minimum Torah he needs to know. The Ramah Pan on the Asor Mamoros, he says the following shot. In Reish Lakish, he says similar to the Mahari, he says Reish Lakish is talking about someone who's not mekayim one mitzvah, because he's mezalzel in it, because he's not taking it seriously, because he disregards that mitzvah completely. Comes Rabbi Yochanan and says that's not enough to put him in Gehenna forever. So what is it? He says someone who doesn't have one mitzvah that he's dedicating himself for that mitzvah. And Ramah Panu here is saying a tremendous chiddush. He says Rabbi Yochanan, who's the one who's more lenient, he requires that in order for a person to get out of Gehenna, he needs to have one mitzvah that he did it not outside the area, not because he's used to, because he does it every day, so he did it also today. But he did it with all the kavanah, with all his might, with his dedication and enthusiasm. If he has one mitzvah like that, that takes him out of Gehenna, because that gives him all the schusim that he needs. But if everything he's doing just outside the area, he's doing the Kol Torah Kulo, but he's just doing it because he has to do it. He's not really excited about it. So he's considered to be Poisheya Begufoy, and he goes to Gehenna. For him, Noiroi Mehoid. Reish Lakish holds that if one mitzvah he didn't keep well, he's out. It says he can keep if he doesn't keep many mitzvahs, he's not out. But he needs at least to have one mitzvah that he's dedicating himself to it, that he's completely involved and connected to that mitzvah. As mentioned before, this is only a small sample of the explanation of this Gemara. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to WhatsApp group, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.